Join Pharmacodynamics' circle of trust and save up to 50% on your medicine. Pharmacodynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
While we all yearn for salon-quality hair every day, nobody gives much thought to the scalp. However, it is a fascinating piece of real estate at the top of the human body.
A healthy scalp means a healthy crop of hair. And obviously in today's society, where aesthetics play a huge role, to have a gorgeous looking mop of hair is what everyone wants. Our skin on our scalp is definitely different to the skin of our body. First of all, our body skin has 3 layers, whereas our scalp skin has 5 layers. Also remember that our scalp skin is one of the thickest skins in our body, and we also find that it has increased blood vessels. The other things that one must remember is that we have an increased amount of oily or sebaceous glands on our scalp, and also we have an increased hair follicle density. So that means we have about the largest amount of hair on our scalp.
Scalp problems can also mean problems for the hair itself, which could potentially ruin your tresses. A hairstylist explains the role they play in scalp care.
Problems with scalp is especially chemicals. When you're doing perms, colors, flat ironing, it's heat that goes onto the scalp. It causes a lot of irritation, of itchiness. So what I do is, especially on colors and perms, I put a little drop just above the palm of the hand. If I find after 5 minutes that it's a little bit of redness, then I always advise them to take a milder product. If they don't want to, then we try and treat it with a bit of milk. So we do get into positions that we don't know how to cope with or what to say to the client, then we send them to a doctor.
If you get a chemical burn, then please see your dermatologist. If you find that your over-the-counter hairstyling preparations do not help, please see a dermatologist to ascertain what is going on, to see that there is not a more serious condition causing your scalp problem. There are various conditions that can occur on the scalp. The biggies are, for example, dandruff, and on the other end of the spectrum, seborrheic eczema. Your other conditions to think about are psoriasis, and you can always get a mass called a carrion. And what's so important about that is that if it goes untreated, one can get permanent closing of the scalp hair follicle factory, and that's called scarring alopecia. Other conditions that are also important to remember on the scalp, especially children, are ringworm of the scalp. This can be spread. I call it a sharing is caring disease. Another condition that's also one of my sharing is caring diseases is head lice. And here you'll find it can affect all social groups. And what's also prevalent right now is selfies. We touch heads, so then lice can be spread.
One of the hottest trends emerging in scalp care is the use of exfoliating products for the scalp or a scalp mask, which can improve scalp and hair health.
When it comes to winter, we get a lot of dryness in people's scalps, flakiness. So we always ask them to go on a better diet, have a bit of omega-3, and we treat it with linseed oil, or there's quite a few products that you can use to soothe the scalp and to make the scalp more oily.
In summer, we can get increased sweating of the scalp, and that can clog our hair follicles. Also remember that we can swim in summer. So as a result of the chemicals in the pool, we can get an irritant or an allergic contact dermatitis, and that can also exacerbate our flakiness of our scalp.
Diet can also influence the health of the scalp. Eggs, salmon, pumpkin seeds, dark green leafy vegetables, and even prunes are great scalp health foods to enjoy.
To keep our scalp healthy, obviously to eat a well-balanced diet helps all our skin. Also, there are general basics. For example, don't use a sulfate shampoo. If you have a medical condition, seek help. For example, if you have bad seborrheic eczema, have it checked out. The other things that you must remember is that the scalp can show us internal diseases. So if you find that you're having persistent hair loss, go to a dermatologist to check out that you don't have something more serious. Also, when you blow drying or styling your hair, please make sure that the heat focuses on the hair shaft and not on the scalp, because that can cause a burn. Also remember that overuse of chemicals can also cause an irritation of your scalp.
So next time you whip your hair back and forth, don't forget to spoil your scalp and keep it in good health.
Join Pharmacodynamics' Circle of Trust and save up to 50% on your medicine. Pharmacodynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.